What's up everyone, it's your pal Kyle here, back at you with another video, and this time we're going to look at Tfuel. Is the selling going to continue, or can Tfuel find its footing sometime in the near future? Let's pull up the charts and analyze. And starting off nice and simple here on Coinbase, looking at the 24-hour line chart, we see that Tfuel has simply just been bleeding out for the day. We see Tfuel down 7.17% on the day, we see it down 13.4% on the week, up 150% on the month, and then, of course, that yearly crazy 19,423%. Current trade volume is at 132 million, and we see the market cap at 1.9 billion. And popping over here to Coin Market Cap, we see that Tfuel is ranked number 64 and is currently trading at 35 cents. And checking in on Twitter over at Mitch Liu's Twitter page, the CEO of Theta Network and Theta TV, and when I scroll down, I do see a tweet here from April 3rd. Says, looks like not fully resolved. Team on it. Thanks for patience. Your theta is Seifu. So looks to me like they're still working on that display issue with the wallets. I do see comments still showing up in my comment section of people saying that they're still having issues. And unfortunately, these kinds of things can manifest themselves quite negatively in the price, at least for the short term. So hopefully they get this resolved sooner than later. I mean, perhaps when you're watching this video, they already have that resolved. But let's move on to the price action. And here we have Tfuel up on the daily chart in TradingView. And at the time of recording, Tfuel is looking droopy. When I look left, I see that Tfuel was finding support on the 10 simple moving average on daily candle body closures and ultimately reached for this liquid zone here, only to be ambushed by the bears as they slammed price action down, closing that daily below that 10 simple moving average, as well as engulfing this candle here. The next day, the bulls fight back, pushing price action into that 10, but unfortunately, the former support becomes future resistance and is confirmed by this candle here as it slams into that 21 like a freight train where no bounce was found. That brings us to today's candle, which is going to close in 3 minutes, probably before I'm even done recording this video. So maybe I will try to stretch it until that point just to see what happens. But it is looking probable it's going to close below the 21.30 and maybe even this horizontal here at 35 cents. If the selling continues, it does not have to, but if it does continue, I'm going to be looking to this liquid zone down below here with the top side coming in about 31.5 cents and a bottom side coming in at around 29.5 cents. Just below that is the legendary 55 exponential moving average, and that 55 can be a very powerful moving average, at least for tradable bounces and sometimes even reversals off of consolidations. Now, I'll show you an example of that with Bitcoin quickly while I burn off some time here while we wait for the candle body close. But if I look left over here, you can see that Bitcoin was rallying off that 10 very aggressively, getting up, establishing a liquid zone. Sellers step in very aggressively, and price action shoots right down, pretty much perfectly hitting the top of that liquid zone before catching a nice bounce. And then sellers are at it again, and everyone's screaming bloody murder at this point. Price action comes down, hits that 55 not once, but twice, reverses on this engulfing candle here, and then off it goes. However, take note how that 55 was in confluence with that purple box liquid zone when that took place. So I don't want to give any false hopium, as the posturing was a lot better of the 55 during that time. However, just a quick example as to what that 55 can do. And there is a reason for that. I mean, a lot of traders, a lot of professional traders have their eyes on that 55, but a lot of bots and algorithms also get programmed to the 55 as well, especially when institutions get involved. You'll often see, you find out very quickly if the bots are on the buy side or the sell side of that. And that's one of the reasons why I keep it up on my radar. I mean, I'm not one of those people that I hate bots and trading algos. I don't look at it that way. For me, I want to be on the same side as that. I remind myself as a retail trader that the amount of money that I put at risk inside an asset isn't enough to move the market. So that means my success is going to be dependent upon those that have more money than me. And in a lot of cases, those bots are managing a lot of dough. So if you can find areas on a chart where those bots are likely to be on the buy side or the sell side, for me, I just try to be on the same side of that and catch the wave as the price action moves. It's like a surfer. You go out, you catch a nice wave, you surf it in the shore till that wave crashes, you paddle out, you try to catch another good wave because, well, you're relying on that wave as the driving force that's pushing your surfboard. So I look at trading relatively similar to that. I don't get angry at these bots and algos. I just try to find out where they're on the buy and sell side. I mean, the 10 right here, you see they were buying it up. But as soon as that daily candle body closed below that, you can see they flipped to the sell side. I'm not sure how many bots are necessarily involved with Tfuel, but I mean, Tfuel's been on an absolute godlike rampage. So it wouldn't surprise me if some traders are using those in this chart. But anyway, toggling down to the RSI, I see that the RSI is under pressure, falling from grace out of the bullish control zone, and I see that the exponential moving average, it's looking very probable it will also lose that as well. The RSI is likely to test the edge of the bearish control zone, so I'm interested to see how it interacts with that if and when the time comes. Down below in the stochastics, pressure is certainly down as they get into the bearish exhaustion zone. And down below in the MACD telling the same story as it's just very aggressively sloped to the downside, and we see a pretty big bar of negative momentum being printed on the histogram here, and there comes that daily candle body closure. So now what's going on? Now I have to redo everything. Not. Now, another couple things I can say here as well is that when this candle engulfed this candle here, it gave us a pivot point on the market. So now we have this horizontal that we should be paying attention to coming in at 44 cents. This is a lower high than this back here. However, if Tfuel manages to pick itself back up right here, it will be a higher low than back here as well. So I wouldn't say that there's any major downtrend in progress at that point in time. For me, when I look at this, anything found between these two purple box liquid zones is overall consolidation in a greater range. Of course, anybody that got trapped in this up in this area here is definitely underwater, and this is likely very frustrating. That sucks. That really does suck. But let's look left here at some of these other liquid zones. We can see that before Tfuel began its meteoric rise, we see that Tfuel gave a liquid zone here, tested it here, and it came down. Look at that. That 55 I was just talking about. Awesome. So you can see that price action comes down, retraces to this liquid zone, a wick shoots down. Where does it hit? The 55, baby. Knocking it back into here. Price action, works on finding its footing, comes down. Where does it go again? Hits that 55 in confluence with that liquid zone, and the rest is history, baby. Game on. So we're going to have to we'll pay attention to that 55 down below. But there you go. I just babbled on, and we just found it within the price action. So yay, cool. Hopefully you guys learned something cool about technical analysis there. Now what we're looking at is we see the 21s trying to get below that 30. So of course, now this trading day has 24 hours remaining. So very far from confirmed at this point in time. Let's check out that 12-hour. On the 12-hour. Yep, 12-hour under pressure, battling with that 55 right now. We see the 10-21 getting below the 30. Volume is beginning to increase, but nothing to write home about just yet. Down here in the RSI is into the bearish control zone. Let's see if it can spit its way back out and test that exponential. Stochastics are hinting at a fresh cross to the upside from the bearish exhaustion zone. Now, what I can say about that is that the stochastics are a range-bound indicator, and I would say any price action between these liquid zones is range-bound, so maybe there's a little glimmer of hope there. And we see that the MACD is printing some pretty solid bars of negative momentum. Let's peel it into a 4. 4-hour is hitting the 200 exponential moving average as well as the 200 simple and trying to find its footing there. Moving averages are still, the 10 especially is harassing price to the downside, at least on a 4-hour. 4 hours is much less significant than a daily. A lot of you OG traders out there are already aware of that. But for anybody that's new, I realize that there's a lot of newcomers to the space watching this channel. So I'm doing the best I can to make this as educational as possible, as that is what I hope to be, is a positive force in the space. We see the RSI down in that bearish control zone. And we see MACD looking poopy, but the histogram is losing negative momentum. How about the stochastics? Stochastics is swerving around the bearish control zone. So, yeah, we're going to have to keep our eyes on this. Let's just keep our eyes. We can see some green coming in here right now. Cool, cool. Anyhow, yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about that at this point in time. Of course, I'll be bringing you guys updates as things progress inside this chart. Not all hope is lost just yet. Definitely under pressure. Things are definitely droopy. The more this goes on, the more probable it becomes that it's going to test this liquid zone and likely that 55. Anyways, I hope you guys are doing well out there. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. And until I do, have yourselves a powerful day.